Welcome to the YouTooz Haunted Collection for Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's start off with Freddy. Start off with the protective casing that they use to ship him in, just for maximum protection. We have the outer box, which shows his title, and little new thing that they have been doing is a transparent front side here, so you can actually see the figure on the inside. Kind of makes it a little more creepy too with these figures in particular, because you can actually, one, see the figure, but also, like for Golden Freddy here, he has no eye sockets, or like it looks like he doesn't, so it gives it a little more of a creepy factor for the FNAF characters. But for Freddy's outer box, we have his title, have the Five Nights at Freddy's logo, the actual figure for both the back and the left side. We have the box itself right here. So on this front side here, you can see the figure. You have the title of Haunted Freddy. He's number 25 of the Five Nights at Freddy's series. On the side here, we have him again, his 2D plastered version on the side. On the back, it's a little more creative with the ghost actually leaving Freddy and a missing child poster, as well as the backside having a quote saying, "In the hearts of kids, these characters will live on." On the side here, it reads, "It's a tragedy." The top part, when you open it, has another quote, and this one says, "We want to go home." And here's the actual figure itself. He has his little ghost guy, his top hat, and everything. Unfortunately, his nose does not boop. He has the same blue eyes as the first Freddy YouTooz that they brought out. He is more stable than the original Freddy. I do think that design-wise, the original does outclass the Haunted one, mainly because the Haunted one, compared to the rest of the collection, does not look as creepy and looks more afraid than menacing when compared to the others. Overall, I would give this figure a 9 out of 10. Just a few little tweaks that I thought could have been a little bit better, but he is a very good figure, so give him that. Next up on the list, we have Chica. So she is here in her protective casing as well. Her outer box is similar to Freddy's in terms that it has her title, Haunted Chica, her on the side, her on the back with the title, and the Five Nights at Freddy's logo. And here is the outer case with her on the front, as well as her title, her on the side, her on the back with her ghost escaping, similar to Freddy's as well, but hers being a little more creepier than his. And her quote on the side here is, "5 children reported missing. Suspect has been convicted. Bodies were never recovered." Those of you who know, the bodies were in the animatronics, which is messed up. And then because of this event, the quote at the bottom here says, "Local pizzeria said to have closed by the year's end." I believe is the iconic quote of, "I was the first. I saw everything." Pretty good attention to detail in terms of the characters and the lore. And here is Chica's original figure. She has her ghost at the top. Does not have her cupcake like her original does, which I think is a bit of a downgrade, but still works more for this type of collection. She has pink eyes in this one, still has her bib, and hers is more like her figure is pressed up against the wall and screaming outwards, which I thought was a good detail. She is more stable than her original counterparts because of the plating at the bottom. Overall, again, give this one a 9 out of 10. Downgraded it a bit because, again, it doesn't have the cupcake. And even though it would make sense in a way for the cupcake not to be involved with this type of collection, I feel like they could have included it in some sort of way. But overall, yeah, still an incredible figure. I didn't mention before, so Freddy was number 25 in the series. Chica is number 26. So now we're moving on to Foxy. Or Bonnie. Foxy or Bonnie. We'll see in a second. So next up we have Foxy. He, of course, has a protective case. His outer box is similar, has his name, has his pictures, has the logo. All of them are pretty much similar in this series, which makes sense because it all is one collection. And here is his inner box, which again has him right here at the front and his portrait and the name, Haunted Foxy. He is number 27 in the series. Here is him with his picture and the YouTooz logo. And here we have his backside. What? And here we have the back of the case, which shows a very creepy Foxy crawling through the ventilation system, I believe. His ghost escaping from his mouth and saying, "They say the suspect dressed as a mascot to earn the children's trust," which yes, he did. It was very messed up. A quote on the side here says they were never found, which no, they weren't. Sadagan was very clever and very stupid. We again see his little face, and his quote at the top is, "Where are we?" Jesus, very messed up. And here we have the figure himself. His eye patch is flipped up. He, like his counterpart here, has yellow eyes, except he also has his little ghost, still has his hook, his ripped up and more torn animatronic, which, fun fact, is more... Hello? Which, fun fact about this character and compared to the others, his is more mangled and distorted. I don't remember why. I think it's interesting that they kept that in. His has more of a creepy stance and looks a little more angry than his original. And it also looks like he's taller, which is a little interesting because as we saw with the other two originals, they were taller than their haunted versions. So kind of an interesting vice versa effect here. But yeah, this is Haunted Foxy. I give him a 10 out of 10 because he is more stable than the original Foxy, which is interesting because the original Foxy is more stable in his collection group. And I just think like his pose and his position and everything they added to it, especially flipping up the eye patch and showing he has both eyes, is just more attention to detail. And I really appreciate that. So Haunted Foxy is a 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Haunted Bonnie, which from this angle and this lighting, it looks really creepy, which is a good thing. We have him at the side with the YouTooz logo, have him on the back with his name, and have the Five Nights at Freddy's logo. So all things the same as the rest of the collection. Here's his inner box. He is number 28 of the Five Nights at Freddy's collection. Here's him again at the front with his name, him at the side, him on the back, which I feel like is one of the more creepier versions of this collection, which makes sense to me because for those of you who don't know, Bonnie was the animatronic that scared the crap out of Scott Cawthon when he was making the game. So I think attention to detail wise, that is pretty dang good to have him be one of the scariest ones to have for the artwork of this series. His quote on the back has said, "One parent likened them to reanimated carcasses." Yeah. I wonder why. On the side here, we have the next quote said, "Parents reportedly noticed what appeared to be blood and mucus around the eyes and mouths of the mascots." Which you think they would have taken a hint for that as well then, but they never did. And then the top again has Bonnie. Inside has his quote saying, "Where is that foul odor coming from?" This box came in a little more mangled. I apologize for that. But nevertheless, still a good box, still a good figure. Let's move on to the actual figure itself. Here are the figures, the original, who still has his guitar, and the new haunted one, who has a little ghost friend at the top. Interestingly enough, what I didn't notice about this, but now noticed, is that Bonnie is the only one who does not have eyebrows. And the fact that they kept that attention to detail on both figures, I think, is fantastic. He still has his iconic red eyes. He does not have his guitar, though. And that is kind of a killer for me. It might not seem like a big deal, but I feel like they could have strung it on his back or something, or they could have done something with the guitar. because of that little detail of no guitar, it is not going to change the original rating I have. Psych! I got you! The artwork for this box and this character was spot on and horrifying as heck. So Bonnie gets a 10 out of 10. He is also more stable than his original because he has the platform piece. Bonnie is a 10 out of 10. Congratulations, big guy. You managed to squeak it out. Last up on the list, we have Golden Freddy. And here he is with his protective covering. His outer box, oh my word, that's creepy, has his haunted thing, has his picture on the side with his name, the Five Nights at Freddy's logo, and of course him back at the front here. And here he is with the inner box. Again, him at the front with the name, Haunted Golden Freddy. Him at the side here with his little ghost buddy. Him at the... Oh, I might have to take it back. I think... Oh, man, Golden Freddy. No. Oh, Golden Freddy almost squeaked past Bonnie, but that is still horrifying to look at. Okay. But his back says, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has announced that they will close by year's end. Oh, man. Okay, that's a bit of a downgrade, because that's exactly what I think it was. It was either Chica's or Foxy's box said, so yeah, kind of a letdown that it's a similar quote. I was hoping for something a little different, but whatever. The side view here has it saying vanished without a trace. Is that another copy? Or maybe it's combining all of them, because he is the last figure in this Haunted collection. He is number 29, by the way, in the FNAF series. His top part here says, "Who was I?" Okay, that's a plus. It's not a direct copy. And of course, he's at the top here. Okay, gotta be honest, was hoping for a bit of a kicker with this character and this model. Not too impressed so far. Sorry, but I'm not. And here's the figure itself. He is stable with his flat piece. He has his top hat. He has black eyes, which I thought is very creative and very smart of them to do, because they can still add in their little logo thing here with the squinted happy eyes while still keeping it in character, because Golden Freddy has no eye sockets. He's a little damaged on the sides of certain parts of his figure. Got a little bit mangled, which is symbolic because it does reference that he is older than all the other animatronics. He has his little ghost buddy here, which is kind of me nitpicking, but incorrect. He's supposed to have two ghosts on the side here, which makes him somewhat unique. While it is somewhat of a theory, it was confirmed that two people are actually possessing Golden Freddy, so you lose a bit of points for that. You gain it with stability, but I'm not too impressed that they only have one ghost here and not two. Again, I'm nitpicking a bit, but he's not in his typical sit-down position. I do have the figure, the original Golden Freddy figure, that does have him in his sit-down position. I feel like if they were to have him standing, it would be more like how he did in the movie. And he would be a little more creepier. He's not as menacing as the other characters as well. So I'm sorry to say, I feel like I gotta give Golden Freddy's figure a 7 out of 10. I'm not too impressed with what they did here. They did still keep his bow tie as well. I didn't really show that, but they did. So yeah, I'm sorry, but he gets a 7 out of 10. So with that, this concludes our review of the Five Nights at Freddy's Haunted Collection. Tallying up the total of all 5 characters, we had a 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, and a 7 out of 10, which brought it to a total of 45 out of 50. Rounding that all up would be a 9 out of 10 for the total series. So still a good job, YouTooz. Would have been a little higher if it wasn't for Golden Freddy. I'm sorry, but his figure felt the most out of place and didn't make much sense to me compared to the others. But with that all being said, they are still good figures. It is still a good creative twist on the original series that they had done. and I am excited to continue on to more Five Nights at Freddy's series. I have the others. I have the other Golden Freddy as well. I didn't bring him out because I didn't do an unboxing of him. With that being said, I did enjoy this series. It is still rated well as a series as a whole. The figures themselves are fantastic figures, and I do recommend getting them if you can, because these ones are sold out. But you can find them probably on eBay, StockX. Not sponsored by those, but those are the ones you would probably mainly find them on. If you can get them at a good price, I would recommend buying them. I will actually be selling these guys on eBay because I have the original series of these four and the other Golden Freddy here, who I do like more than the Haunted one. And I think I do like the original series more than I like these ones. Again, fantastic figures, fantastic series. But yeah, you'll find these ones probably on eBay, maybe after the video comes out. But until then, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, have any recommendations for other YouTooz that I can get or other collectibles I could do. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.